welcome back to Leslie Crafts. Today I'm going to sort of do a little bit of a series on how I'm going to use up my scrap paper, plus like doing, you know, mass making of things as well, so it's a little bit of both. So I've gone through my scrap papers, and anything which is 12 by 12 in a long strip or A4 size, and I've got enough to make a 1-inch strip. I've sort of cut out, and I've just gone through, you know, them all. I've got Christmas in here, I've got Halloween, I've got general, I've got Care Bears, I've got summer, I've got all sorts in here, Christmas, so yeah, and the idea is for me is to keep on adding to this, but also make them all into rosettes. So not necessarily decorating them up, but just getting excuse me, just getting them to this stage. So if I'm doing Happy Mail, I can go, right, I'm doing Christmas Happy Mail, so I'll just grab so many Christmas ones and different sizes and things like that, and then I can package these up quite neatly, and the same with non-Christmassy really. So that is my plan at the moment, and I just thought I'll come along and take you on my little series. So I'm just going to put my hot glue gun on. Just bear with me. You know, when we get new crafters coming on and seeing different videos and stuff, so sometimes going through the basics is quite nice as well. And everybody does their rosettes differently, so you know, and you can do them differently. You can do them with fancy edges and all sorts. So these here have already been pre-scored, so we'll use these. I'm just going to put that to one side, and then I've just taken some random ones out of the box, and this is a good thing for doing in front of a telly, listening to Christmas music if you're not too sure what you want to do and stuff like that. So I just go 1/4 inch very lightly all the way over my paper, so that's like 3 3/4, 3.5, 3/4. I'll do that again. So it's 4, 1/4, half, 3/4, 5, all the way down. And you can get into a bit of a rhythm with doing this. And like I say in most of my videos, if you're making one, you might as well make a few at a time. That way you've always got spares, and also, you know, if you are doing Happy Mail, then you've got ones to give away as well. So the idea of this is just to, you know, go back to basics really. I got the idea of doing like mass making from Shabby Dabby Doodah. She is mainly junk journaling, and even though I am getting into junk journaling, I do like making embellishments. That is my top thing I do like to make, followed by 3D items and cards. But I would say embellishments is the one thing I do enjoy making. So you know, and mass producing embellishments isn't as hard as everybody thinks they are. You know, so I'm hoping to get my scrap box a little bit down and sort of expanded, as I've been going through all my papers and all the scrappy papers I've been putting back in there. So I've got quite a bit of scraps now. I've also started using my Cricut machine a lot more for doing things with paper, you know, scrap papers and stuff, especially scrap cards, because we've all got bits of card lying around and stuff like that. So, and die cutting. So the first thing, instead of getting a brand new sheet of paper or card, the first thing I'm grabbing now is my scrap box, and to see if I can make the project through scraps. And you know, 9 out of 10 times I can do. So I'm just whizzing through these, as you can tell, and you know, all you need is a scoreboard of any type, a hot glue gun, paper, a circle punch, and that's it, and some tape. And then we can decorate these up any way that we want over the course of the year, because we do Christmas in July. You know, I love doing Halloween any time of the year, so having these rosettes already pre-done gives me more chance of doing embellishments with them over the course of the year, because I've already got like the pre-work already done. So it didn't take me long to do those 4 strips, and obviously I've got these strips here. They are mainly for Christmas because that's what's on top, so I need to dig down and grab, you know, the Halloween ones and the plainer ones. But that is that one there. Excuse me, I'm just going to have a quick drink to stop me from trying to clear my throat, because I've literally just had my lunch. So I'm just going to put that down like that. So what I do next, because I find sometimes bending it backwards and forwards a little bit tricky, I just bend all my lines in one go, one direction. And again, these should be fairly easy to do with, you know, your score lines and things like that. So yeah, today is the 26th of November, and I've got one boy still off school, self-isolating because his school bubble, somebody's got COVID, or you know, so he's off. The other one's just gone back, and took him to school this morning. Whew. I'm so glad I wasn't working, because I would have been late trying to de-ice the car, because it was a nightmare even at, you know, 7:30. So it's a very little treat for when I'm off, is I literally drive him to school. So that's the little weekly treat. And normally on a Thursday I go and pick up my other son from school, because he's got to stop late, and he finds it hard to, excuse me, walk home every time he kicks out, due to his anxiety. So I just go and pick him up, and that seems to work quite good. So yeah, so these don't take long to do, and you can do these any sizing. You can, there's obviously on the Cricut, there's rosettes on there, you've got dies, you know, you can do them by hand, you can add stuff to them like washi tape, and you can do decorative punching on one end, just to make it look different, all sorts. There's some people who've made like shakers out of them. I tried, failed, never to be done again. I've even tried to do little micro ones, and yeah, that was a big fail. I think I made 7 of them. I was like, no, too hard on my fingers, and wrists and stuff like that. So I've kept those just to say I did it, really. So once you've done all of these, you'll just need some scrap card and either 1-inch punch or a 1/2-inch punch, whichever. Most of the time a 1-inch will be fine, even on the smaller ones, because you know, 9 out of 10 times we decorate them anyway. So there's 2 ways you can do this. You can put tape on this edge here and thing, or you can put some little bit of hot glue on there. And just add it together. After you've done one step, I should have missed out. So excuse me, even we make mistakes. So I'm just going to cut that one off. And then you want to concertina it like you do when you used to do fans as kids in school. Yeah, it's not a new thing. We've done these for ages. You know, boarding school, let's make a fan. So you want to like concertina, so you know, and these go quicker once you've already bent them. You're just rebending the score lines basically. So yeah, I don't know what it is at the moment, but I think it's because Christmas is not run down your throat, or it might be because I'm not seeing the adverts on Christmas as much, but I do feel a little bit more Christmassy than I have done in the past. But like I say, it's only November, so that can all change in a blink of an eye. I, for one, over the Christmas period won't be seeing my dad or anybody else. Not because I don't want to. One is my dad lives far away, and it's not possible for me to go and see him with the kids anyway, and we would have to be outside still for his safety. Everybody can make that decision, up to them, but I'd rather have my father around for more Christmases than just this one. 2020 is the year of being apart. You know, we've survived since March. We've not seen him at all. He doesn't have the internet or anything like that, so it has been really, really hard. But I'm not going to put his health at risk just because we're allowed to have 5 days off, and we can go and carry on doing a normal Christmas. Well, I'd rather have, you know, my relatives around for a lot longer, not by seeing them, than spending one Christmas with them and then finding out that, you know, child A has contracted COVID from child B at school, and you know, the symptoms only just come out, which can happen, you know. So I'd rather have them at home. When my daughter comes back from uni, she's got to self-isolate for the first 14 days before she's allowed to go back into work. So, you know, I'm not too sure what tier Bath's gone into, but I know Bristol's going into tier 3, which their COVID numbers are sky high at the moment. So I'm not too sure what Bath is. I live in the catchment of Bath. So and Bristol's already complaining about tier 3, but you know, with a glitter card you will need to use hot glue, because obviously it doesn't like being, it's really hard to stick anything to the glitter. So I just join them all in a circle to begin with. So if you haven't done these before, you know, don't be disheartened with your first attempts, because trust me, everybody's first attempts would have looked like yours at some point. So practice makes perfect. Oh, I'm totally off camera. So yeah, so you just want to glue one end and then, you know, do it on the other. So you know, you can make all sorts out of rosettes. I've made wreaths out of them. If you do them in different thicknesses, you can make Christmas trees out of them. You can do all sorts, you know. So yeah. So I must probably off camera for all of that. I do apologise. So all I've done is I've got the ends together, and then what I do is I just push them all down, and I make sure that they all, you know, go into a little circle. Oops. Like so. Can't really tell with my fingers in my way, but we'll just go all the way into them. So, you know, that will be quite, you know. And then you just need 2 1-inch circles, and again I'm just using a scrap card. And then what I do is I put glue in there, and then I get my circle, push it together, and then put it on top. And then this is where you want a low temp gun. You want to put glue on the top of there, and then push your top one on there. So you sort of seal in your paper into one, like a sandwich. There we go. And there's your rosette. So these are really quick and easy to do, and you can do all sorts with them as well. Just like so. Like I say, everybody does these differently. There's loads of YouTube videos online. If you get a lot of glue coming up through the top, just get your circle and just push it down. So I'm just going to see if I can scoot you in a bit more, and I can just do that. You might be able to see me do a little bit better. So sometimes they scoot over to one side, but that's okay. There you go. So put your glue in the middle, and the paper. Oops. See, totally out of frame now. Make sure you don't put it on your finger. That's how I burned my finger last time. Put your rosette into a circle and then push that down onto there. And hold that together. Out. Mind you don't put the glue on your finger because it hurts. So I done that with my last lot, and I burned my hand really badly. In fact, you can still see the scar now. It's quite bad. You know, you can make these all sorts of these. You know, you can put them into glue and glitter and all sorts. So you just bend it down, and then I just tend to squish it together. Oops. Just to give it, just so you like sort of telling the paper which way to go. And then do some hot glue, and then into there, and then onto that. Just leave it for a couple of seconds, and then catch it with both hands and put a wee bit of glue on the top. Get your other circle and just do that. So, you know, I'm not too sure when we started this, but you know, if you do it all in one go, so you've done all your scoring, and then you know, you cut all your circles out, then you know you glued them all together, and then done this part, then you can get a lot done in a very short amount of time, because it's like a what do you call it, like a conveyor belt. You're doing one job at a time, and you're not stopping and starting, and this is running away. You're not stopping and starting, and you know, and you can do this like each step, you know, like, you know, you're cutting and you're scoring, you can, you know, do that listening to music, watching YouTube, watching Netflix, which is what I normally do. I'm watching How to Get Away with Murder. I've watched The Analyst. Oh, it was quite good actually. So, and then, you know, what else have I watched today? Oh, the Chronicles, Santa Claus, no, Chronicles of Santa Claus 2. The one with Kirk Douglas in. Is it Kirk Douglas? That was okay. So yeah. So then you can, if you want to put some in Happy Mail and thing, you can make a little bag and put 6 in and have them all ready to go. Because I think some people really don't know or really can't get the hang of making rosettes, so some people will be more than happy to receive some handmade rosettes. So yeah. Even I like receiving handmade rosettes. So there we go. Need to make sure that you've got plenty of glue sticks for your glue gun, because you do go through a bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've made 7 so far. You can maybe finish off these ones here. So I've literally just finished my December daily, so I've got loads of strips of the Prima paper and scraps left over from that, so that will have to get added into my what do you call this, box of scraps. And then I've also got in there, I've got Valentine's papers in there, which I'll be doing some Valentine stuff. Yeah, so these paper scraps soon to get together on stuff. You might start saying, oh, don't have any, but then all of a sudden you end up with loads of scraps, and it's like, well, like most crafters, we don't like tricking them out because we can do stuff with them. So things like that. So, and I've been going through all my Christmas papers from previous years, picking out scraps from them, trying to get those used up. So I've got less paper as well. So it's just things like that, and I've made some kits with some of the Christmas paper, and it's just doing bits and pieces with it, and so most paper, or most scrapbook paper, is it's strong, but not obviously not mega strong. It will rip eventually, but you know, it will give you that bit of, you know, leeway to be a bit rough with it. So, and again, I'm just literally just making the circles just with the glue. So I've also, you know, once I know I'm not using my paper anymore, you know, I've been making it into different things. Like, I've got some card bases for one, I've got, you know, depending on how big the strips are and things like that. So it's you know, you think you don't have enough, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, I can use that bit for that, and I can get that dye out, and you know, do bits with that dye, and you know, never say never really with them, because you never know what you can be used for. So sometimes my glue, but I've been using glue gun before I had to go out. It doesn't like being left. I accidentally left it on. My son was in the building, but, and he's 15 by the way. So yeah. So if your circle does move, you do have that little bit of wiggle room. And just push it back in again. So I've got glue strings everywhere now, but you know, they're fine. And then obviously we can, you know, decorate however you want to, and you know, you can even do embellishments. Most probably do embellishments later on. That will fit on here really nicely. If you make, you can make bigger ones, and you can turn them into wands and all sorts, you know. I'm just having a fight with that one. That one. So with the double-sided ones, you can use either side. You know, you can come to that conclusion when you're picking your projects, really. You know, you can make these into oh, what do you call them? Winner's things. Winner labels. Right, this is a brand new sheet, but I can use it for other stuff as well. Just needed another one. Rosettes, you can make these into rosettes. And you stick them onto a card saying number 1, you know, I don't know, number 1 dad, number 1 son, number 1 mum, you know, well done, you've passed, all sorts. So yeah, oopsie daisy. If that does happen, all you have to do is just take off your circles and just start again. Sometimes I move them before they're ready to be moved because I'm impatient. So, you know, no harm done. Oops. And sometimes we're a bit feisty. You know, just got, you know, show them who's boss. And here we go. So I've got one more day of work, which is Sunday, and then I'm off for a week. Well, yeah, I'm off for a week. I'm actually off work for 3 days because I was supposed to be off on Sunday, so I gave myself a nice long time, but unfortunately I had to have a Wednesday off, so I used that as holiday, and then which means I've got to go into on Sunday. So I've sort of switched my days over. Otherwise I would have had a nice long time off. So I'm not too sure how long I've been on, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we've made 11, and they've been relatively quick. Obviously I've been talking as well, so, but you know, by the time you've done loads, you know, and you've added them in here, and you know, I've just literally done these today while watching Netflix, and you know, they are slightly different sizes, but not that much. And literally, you know, I would normally, you know, just grab a handful. Yeah, I'm not too sure how many's in here, and then I would just literally start again, you know, scoring them down, and then folding them up and stuff like that. So, and just sit here watching YouTube or listening to music. So, but no. So, yeah, let me know what you think of this little series and stuff like that, and you know, I'll be making different types of things as well, so hopefully it'll be quite nice just to see what I can do with my paper scraps. So yeah, so thank you for watching. If you like what I do, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you again very, very soon. Okay, bye now.